dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yup, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. We got a new Sunday V2. We got Cocomelon, the most evil channel on YouTube. Now, I don't know why we're going after Cocomelon. Now, every kid, you know what I'm saying, of this latest generation know about some Cocomelon.
Maybe Cocomelon be having them in a choco.
Choco.
So they hear that, whatever the little thing.
I don't know.
Whatever the little thing, the music.
I don't even know Cocomelon like that. They be like, oh, shit.
I be seeing the videos. They be like,
that's my.
Be like in a truck.
That's my. He you done dropped the theme music. But hey, hydrate. Keep hydrated. But girl, you better not. She was finna. No. Pick up what you finna pick up. Pick up what you finna pick up.
Nah,
this water.
That.
Yeah.
This is water. What's this water?
Drink water, my friends. But we gonna check it out. We gonna see what they got talk. What Sonny got going on with Cocomelon. But hey, make sure you check out the links in the description box
Down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. All you have to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals,
like it with a thumbs up.
But let's hop into it, y'all. Let's check it out. Let's see what in the world is going on. The reason why we got Cocomelon on the roster today. But you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get it, y'all.
My son is almost 2 and I've been letting him watch Cocomelon, but now I had to get him speech therapy so I can get him to talk. There are hundreds and hundreds of anecdotes in which parents mention the exact same problem. The Cocomelon show is so insanely addictive, it's being compared to nicotine and causing developmental issues amongst the kids who can't stop watching.
That will make a lot of sense. That will make a lot of. I will say. I've been seeing a lot of kids nowadays, as far as developing like the speech, like being talkative, and I've seen so many of them being like, I guess the lack of knowledge or the correct term, mute. They're so quiet now, like. It's a lot I've seen. I was like, bro, what is going on with this new generation of kids? It's like their like brain development is very.
Well, then I get.
Or is they're overdeveloped or very underdeveloped?
Yeah, but I guess we'll have to like know like what all they're like indulging in and stuff like that. Like what the parents are allowing them to like watch and interact with and all that type of stuff.
I do say nowadays parents do introduce kids to technology way faster than any other time before, but that's because technology is just used way more now than it has ever been. Than it has ever been. Every generation, technology is more and more advanced. So, but as far as I think, just having the patience to raise a child nowadays, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, rather just throw them a phone, a tablet in front of the TV to, you know what I'm saying, like back in, instead of just giving them toys, like our parents used to do, like, hey, get you a toy, like a learning toy. They'll just throw here, give them a phone, here. Just give them the phone, just give them the tablet, you know?
Yeah.
I'll
say this, I don't think that I do have I don't have kids, but I do have like when I see things like that, I'm just like, are you teaching them anything? Are you like, active with them? Because I see like the videos where the kids like have these tantrums over like the iPad and stuff like that, and they throw these fits, and it's just like, it's crazy. And I'm like, why? Like that's a problem when they're that addicted to like technology to the point where they don't even know how to take it away.
For one, a lot of times it's because I think, because I'll say this, I have a 4-year-old niece. And she already has her own cell phone. Do I agree? No. Have I said I don't agree? Yes. But that's not my child, so I can't, you know what I'm saying?
You don't have too much say so.
Yeah, but I have voiced my opinions on the matter, and I've said like I don't think like even my nephew 12, got his own cell phone. Ben had his own cell phone for a long time. I've always said I don't necessarily agree with him having his own cell phone, but hey, to each his own. I have no control with that. But even my 4-year-old niece would literally FaceTime people. Literally pick up the phone and be like, I answer FaceTime.
Or not even just that, because she's pretty advanced, like for a 4-year-old. So she like know how to like do like so many things, and I'm just like, if you're going, first of all, I don't agree with it, but like giving like kids electronics like that, and it's like, hey, here's a phone.
Put a limitation on it.
Put a limit like screen time, like do all of that. Monitor your kids if you're going to give them.
Or even
devices.
the apps they use, because she get to scrolling, get to looking. She done found us on YouTube. She ain't found this channel.
Not this channel.
But she done found the other channel on YouTube. But it just, it's enough.
Yeah, but anyway.
Same problem. The Cocomelon show is so insanely addictive, it's being compared to nicotine and causing developmental issues amongst the kids who can't stop watching. Children's TV expert Jerica Sands calls it the most damaging show a child can watch, explaining the sneaky ways in which they make the show addictive. Firstly, there's the colours. Take for example the wheels on the bus. The three main colours, blue, green and yellow, are all at maximum saturation, meaning they cannot be made any brighter, no matter how hard you try. Extreme saturation is normally used for alerts and notifications, as it's exciting, dynamic and attracts attention, which is why it's also used in slot machines. Cocomelon puts these colours in perfect contrast, making them appear even more vibrant, which is different to, for example, Bluey, in which the colours instead blend together. Cocomelon's also different because it's highly repetitive. There's a reason they have 38 videos with over 1 billion views. A child's brain is wired to learn through repetition, so it feels right to them to watch the same thing over and over again. Cocomelon abuses this in almost every video. For example, in the Yes Yes Playground song, they pick a word to repeat 3 times in every sentence, pairing it with a subtly repeating background lullaby, keeping children hooked. Literally no show or movie puts my son into a deep trance the way Cocomelon does. The second it's on the TV, he turns into a toddler zombie who doesn't see or hear anything else that's going on in the room. This is only exacerbated by Cocomelon's subtitles, which have also been a heavy point of criticism. The letters are not educational, I can barely read them fast enough. It's simply another interesting element to capture your little one's attention. Cocomelon explains in every description, our goal is to help make learning a fun and enjoyable experience for kids, giving you the peace of mind that your children are receiving quality educational content. But people have argued that they're teaching exactly what children shouldn't do. For example, in the No No Bedtime song, the baby refuses to brush his teeth, have a bath, put on pajamas or get in bed. The education is that he eventually agrees to do so, yet a TikTok user was critical, stating, anytime I'd ask my son to do a simple task, he'd say no, no, no. He's sitting there watching Cocomelon, which taught him no, 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 and to say no to me. On the topic of education, Jerica...
Because you got to understand, they're going to remember that first part. They're not going to pay attention all the way to the end. Because, like, I've sit there and watched my niece watch stuff. She'll watch, like, the first 5 or so minutes of it and going on to the... So, you got to think about it because kids have poor attention span. So, they're going to watch the first thing, and if they see the kid is constantly saying no, they're not paying attention till he finally gives in. They're not paying attention to the end of it where he finally gives in and say, okay... So now they're going to be misbehaving because, because
something that you think is like...
educational. It's not being truly educational.
It's educating them to be disobedient.
That's crazy. I ain't know that, man. I never seen an episode of Cocomelon. Like, I never. Have you?
Not like a full episode. Just like when I told y'all to watch videos. And like people show like how their kids like
in a trance.
They literally be in a trance. Soon to come on, they like... And
they could be doing something else and then I just
be like, what in the world?
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
It's sad.
Sands stated, "These people don't give a shit about our children. They care about money. That's it. Your child's cognitive development in direct exchange for their wealth, and there's pretty good evidence supporting this." A New York Times journalist visited Cocomelon's studio, discovering their number one focus is keeping children hooked. Cocomelon's data and analytics team sifts constantly through YouTube numbers to determine exactly what resonates. Should a girl wear black jeans or blue jeans? Should the music be louder or softer? Should the bus be yellow or red? Yellow is the answer, as they use a darker method to ensure that they're correct. Cocomelon has a dedicated Distractotron room, in which once a month children are brought here one at a time and shown a handful of episodes to figure out exactly which parts of the shows are engaging and which are tuned out. Next to the TV playing Cocomelon, there's a second screen which plays a continuous loop of banal real-world scenes. A guy pouring a cup of coffee, someone getting a haircut, each lasting about 20 seconds. Whenever a youngster looks away from the Moonbug show to glimpse the Distractotron, a note is jotted down. We can see what they're looking at and the exact moment when they got distracted. Therefore, education clearly isn't the primary goal. Keeping kids' attention is, and this is proven by Cocomelon's most addictive element, rapid camera cutting. It's crazy how many times the frame changes on Cocomelon. It's the same type of addicting behavior that we experience on a TikTok binge. It's the quick change of frame that releases that dopamine and makes the videos addicting to watch.
I'm gonna give y'all a quick insight. YouTube used to drive that too. YouTube. That's the reason why if you used to pay attention to YouTube videos, that's the reason why they used to chop edit for no reason. Because chop editing was the best way to keep your audience attention when you're doing a vlog format of content. Or even when they do a sit-down vlog, they're just talking to you. You will see jump cuts. Jump cuts is it will kind of make you think, like looking, it makes the brain think, oh, you cut something out. And honestly, they just cut probably like 2 seconds of dead air out. But you're thinking in your brain, oh, what could they like? Yeah. But you're not actually thinking about it, but your brain resonating that something is missing, something jumped to something else. And that's the reason why people literally will be like us, I've edited videos and I'm like, I'm not finna sit here and jump edit these videos because there's so much time. And some people like the raw, unfiltered, but YouTube will push videos who actually does do that. This is before TikTok and all that even got like relevant. Like Vine was one of the ones they did do the jump cut edits, and it was because of wasn't on purpose, but you only had a lower amount of time to put your content out, so you used to have to jump to get your story across. But those videos got more views. Now they to YouTube, as they start getting bigger and more Vine people came to YouTube, they adopted. And who else adopted after YouTube? TikTok. That's the reason why jump editing videos typically do better. You can't stay stagnant. People gonna veer off. But the more they see cuts, jump, this.
Their attention.
Yeah.
Count the seconds between a change of frame. Well, TikToker the Circus Brain did exactly this. He firstly counts the changes on My Little Pony, concluding there's about 6 seconds between each cut. He then compares it to Cocomelon. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. In her video, The Nightmare That Is Cocomelon, Savantix draws a similar conclusion. She found that 96% of the shots in Baby Shark were shorter than 2 seconds. She then compares 4 different animated shows, again finding Cocomelon has the shorter shots.
The longest shot on a Cocomelon video was 6 seconds. The longest shot on Arcane was 8 seconds. The longest shot on Bluey was 27 seconds. And the longest shot on Encanto was 18 seconds.
Which, when combined with every other element, creates some terrifying statistics. Dr. Kristen Summer explained that when showing an infant normal video content, they'll focus on the screen just 11% of the time. However, when the video is instead switched to Cocomelon, their screen engagement skyrockets to a whopping 74%. This therefore produces stories such as this. I used to volunteer for a preschool and they had song time. A Cocomelon video came on and all of the tots stopped what they were doing, put down their cheese crackers and remained fixated on the screen for the duration of the video. It was honestly kind of terrifying. YouTuber Saberspark shared his own personal anecdote. He asked to watch a Disney movie with his 2 younger cousins, who both completely refused and instead spent all day glued to an iPad playing the addictive show. In Cocomelon Made My Kid a Zombie, a mother talks about her son. He would be in a daze while watching it. You could be waving your hand right in front of his face and he wouldn't move. It was almost scary. This was also discovered by Sarah Mills 98, who explained when the Cocomelon addiction is so real that my 1-year-old can navigate the TV to turn it on by himself. However, nothing shows the addiction better than the Cocomelon TikTok trend. Parents will play the show's intro loudly and video their kids sprinting toward the television, where you can witness their mood change instantly. The New York Times journalist found something similar. The kid in the Distractotron had shown up in the midst of a tantrum, which ended the second he heard the Cocomelon theme song. It was no surprise to Wheeler, the head of research. 99% of kids, he said, if they're having issues when they get here, once that Cocomelon song comes on, they're like, life is okay, all is good with the world. Obviously, there's a reason for this. Cocomelon is so hyper-stimulating that it actually acts as a drug, and what happens when you take the drug away. Young children experiencing symptoms of addiction and withdrawal, obviously leaving them completely dysregulated. TikTok user ThePoff1 filmed what happens when you take the show away, explaining he'll be inconsolable for at least 10 to 15 minutes after, adding in the description, Cocomelon meltdown is legit. Once you have a taste of the cocoa, it's hard to break the addiction, which
another thing they typically do with shows like this and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta also understand what's going on at your kids' daycare and stuff too. I've seen it where a lot of like daycare or just I'd say daycare is up to kids go to preschool and stuff. So all of those be daycares and stuff. They'll put on shows like this.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to keep them quiet. I don't have to do as much, and I'm not as stressed out. Like, that's your career, that's your profession. But I have seen people like, oh, look, Cocomelon, they'll sit them down.
If they're there 8 hours a day or however long that some of them be there, and they just constantly being fed there. Say
for instance, you a parent who don't want that to happen. You really have to, like, I guess that's the reason why some parents do scout out certain daycares and stuff. Hey, are you giving them screen time? Do they watch TV? Are they watching movies and stuff? I don't want my kid doing that. I want you to actually be actively teaching my kid, teaching them things. So once they are ready for preschool, and those, they can already be developed for that. Now there are daycares who do go through the route of teaching them, hey, we're gonna learn, we're taking time for this. Yeah. It shouldn't be about, hey, turn on the TV, y'all sit down, it's time. Like, no. Even theme songs, I don't want them hearing the theme song. Because I think my mom, because my mom's subbing now. So she told me, like, I can't remember, I want to say it might be Cocomelon they put on, but they put on one of these shows one time. I can ask her. I can call her, ask her, but nah. But she said she was subbing for art, and while she was subbing for art, they put on one of the shows. I don't know if it was Cocomelon or one of the other ones. They put it on, and for them to watch, and I was like, why are they watching? Like, I understand watching, like, 'cause we watch educational videos, but don't have it like some BS.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why put on stuff like that?
Especially like with, say for instance, if it is like Cocomelon, with everything that's like going on with like stuff like this is coming out, and if someone is trying to like either keep their kid from it or never even had their kid like watching it in the first place, now you like creating some, and they at home wonder like what's happening, what's going on, not knowing that at school y'all are showing them something that I've never introduced them to. What daycare? I've never introduced them to that, and now you're trying to figure out like what the issue is all of a sudden. Yeah. So you do have to be careful with like stuff like that, and know like what actually is going on. Like, you won't know 100% because you're not there. Yeah. So that's kind of like the tricky thing about it, but
it's that having awareness of what's going on, what's being fed into your child beyond where you now. If you are capable of, and have the time or just the just capability to be a stay-at-home mom or dad and actually have that time with your kids to be like, but everybody's not lucky enough to have that. Some people have to go out here and take their kids to daycare because they don't have that flexibility to be able to do that. But that's the reason why, like, even when we talk about it, I'll be like, I don't want my kids to have to, because I think about the social anxiety of it. I'm like, I want them to be able to socialize with people and be around with other kids, but I don't want everyone's influence, especially in this generation. I don't want everybody influence on my child, you know?
Yeah, and if you have them like in like a school, daycare, things of that nature, it's kind of hard in a sense to keep them away from so many things because you can be teaching them one thing or how you want them to come up,
but the world,
they go to school and you have to understand that everyone comes from different walks of life, so they like learning little bits and pieces from this person and that person, and it's just kind of like, but
is legit. Once you have a taste of the cocoa, it's hard to break the addiction, which this Reddit user had experienced even worse. My husband and I have been worried about our child. I can slowly see how she'd throw violent tantrums at home and in church whenever she'd get bored and would want to watch the show. Her behavior changes the moment she watches the show, and she will not even eat her meals if she wouldn't watch it. After these tantrums end, kids can experience a general discomfort in the speed of everyday life. The more they watch the show, the more their brain begins to expect this intense level of stimulation.
Basically, Cocomelon overstimulates their brains so much that everything else just seems slow and boring in comparison.
However, the potential consequences get much worse than this. As mentioned at the start, it was the cause of a child's speaking problems, with a notable reply reading, "Same thing happened with my daughter too. She's 4 but can't speak properly. She knows the words, but she does not like to frame the sentence or speech. She has been watching these Cocomelons or such other stuffs for 2 or 3 years. Hope we're not too late." Over on Reddit, a speech language pathologist explained, "Screen time in general is linked with speech delays for a variety of reasons, but Cocomelon is excessively bad. Firstly, unlike other TV shows or movies, it doesn't have a story. It's just very short clips with poorly written songs. The kids aren't able to follow the plot, learn vocabulary, and see the resolution of a conflict supported by infant specialist Meg Fora."
And the problem with fast-paced TV programs is that we find that little one's language development is slower.
On the Agents of Speech YouTube channel, this is again confirmed.
The main problem with watching videos on the internet is that they don't know how to use the language that they learn.
But he adds that 4 to 5 hours of screen time per day can make a toddler completely non-verbal. 4 to 5 hours is obviously a lot of time, but in Cocomelon Made My Kid a Zombie, researchers discovered that 5-year-olds who watch more than 2 hours of TV a day tended to have lower attention spans and were 7.7 times more likely to show symptoms of ADHD. These screen times might be even lower for Cocomelon specifically because, as explained by Jerica Sands, not all screen time is created equal. A child who just watched 30 minutes of Cocomelon and a child who just watched 30 minutes of Trash Truck will look like a very, very different child. Thankfully, here lies a simple solution. Sierra Renee explained, "My 2-year-old is speech delayed and addicted to Cocomelon. Switched to Miss Rachel 2 days ago and he's already saying more words and hasn't had any tantrums." Kim.it shared an almost identical anecdote. "My 8-month-old was obsessed with Cocomelon and having bad tantrums, so I cancelled Cocomelon and only let her watch Miss Rachel, and she said her first word within the first 3 days of watching." Clearly, parents are able to simply change the channel, but not before leaving Cocomelon a massive amount of dislikes. They've therefore earned the title "The Absurdly Popular Kids Show Parents Hate," and Cocomelon has actually responded to the criticism that explain our shows are not intended to replace outdoor playtime or playdates. They have a place in children's entertainment time, and as with food, exercise, etc., it comes down to each parent to find the right and appropriate balance for their children. Our responsibility is ensuring that that the quality of the content that we produce is high and beneficial for the development of a child's cognitive and soft skills. It is worth adding that our social media communities are filled with stories of parents who experience firsthand how Moonbug content helps their children. Cocomelon does have a crazy amount of supporters, but it's obvious that some of them are simply ignoring the downsides. My baby learned the alphabet and numbers from Cocomelon. She may not speak a complete sentence, but she expresses her wants through phrases. But is it Cocomelon's responsibility to ensure that babies are talking? Well, no. People love blaming cartoons and games for raising children, and not the shitty parents that don't step in to stop them from watching so much. Cocomelon is actually a really sad symbol of parents giving their children tablets instead of actually parenting and interacting with them.
I do agree.
Ultimately, parents are the people who choose how much their child consumes.
Which is true. I agree. But I will say this, though. This generation of the Cocomelon babies are not the first generation. We saw it in Gen Z. That's the reason why a lot of things they do, it shows a reflection of it, you know? Like, even with, I'll say, with the music they consume, and how, like, if you pay attention how times have just, of everything have changed.
It's like things just get worse and worse.
And the attention, like even their attention span nowadays is very, very, very low, because now we're seeing these kids develop into adults, and a lot of them are now like we're seeing like the age of drug usage way higher now, and those their attention span for just to work a normal job is very low. The I don't know, it's like I don't know. We see so many crazy things when it comes down to Gen Z now, and on down.
Yeah.
And it's a reflection of the times as far as even the introduction of the internet. That's the reason why, I always say the internet and social media is a blessing and a curse. Like, just the capabilities and the access and uses of it. Yeah. Like, has been a blessing and a curse. Nowadays, everybody, their main goal to fact check everything is just go to Google, type in Google give you an answer. No, it's like literally you used to, back in the day, you had to like, all right, make sure this place was a credible source. Anybody can put anything. People use Wikipedia now as a credible source. Bro, in college, if you did anything from Wikipedia, you get an F. Like, just for the fact that you thinking Wikipedia is a credible source, you getting a straight F. Like, because, we've taught you better. But nowadays, the internet tells you Wikipedia is, or Twitter is a credible source. TikTok is a credible source. No social media platform. Like, even nowadays, where are you getting this information from? We're getting this information from social media. What? When we're going off of that as being a credible source. The internet. Just a rando posting on the internet now is a credible source. Like, what happened to properly researching information before you speak on it? A lot of people just speak on and spew out things that they just come up with out the wazoo, out the blue, and we're running with it as if it was factual now. But it just shows how we're really allowing the internet to push the edge. Man, I don't want to get.
I mean, that's what it's about, though. I mean, that's what the video about, so it's not. You don't want to get on that, but yeah. I was just gonna end it with, like, I do feel like a lot of these shows and whatever the case may be, especially Cocomelon or whatever, because I just done seen it kind of like, when they do when they did the trend with the videos. And I was like, that is, like, so scary how, like, the kids are just, like, snapping to this, like, trends. And
it's they drug.
Yeah. But I was just going to say, with that, it is scary. But also, with the parents blaming it, it is a problem. The show is a problem. They know what they're doing. Yeah. But it is your responsibility as a parent to make sure that you're not allowing someone else to teach and raise your kids. So That's the thing. I understand, everyone needs a break or whatever the case may be. You just like, okay, you need your breather. You give your kids the electronics for them to kind of just chill out.
But why not go back to the old style of it, of giving them like a toy? This their favorite toy. Let them play with this. Let them bang in their room and stuff like that. You can have your monitor.
Or find other educational things, like something that's actually like educational, not just all these bright colors and these little catchy songs. It's not really teaching them like for real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, give them other educational things. Like, put some things on where someone's reading or something, or ABCs or counting or whatever the case may be. There's other things out here.
Or even this, because we have access. Go back to giving them like videos, watching TV shows that we grew up on. Those shows were still educational. You can have your child nowadays grow up and watch Gullah Gullah Island and learn through the same lens that you learn from. Or even like Roly Poly Oly. You can go Bernstein Bears, Franklin. You can put those TV shows on for your kids.
Little small, easy to catch or easy to understand life lessons.
And not necessarily because it's slow paced, but you don't want your kid being addicted to stuff, because early addiction only going to
lead to other things in the future. But, But yeah, Cocomelon is definitely off the list for me if it is even still around when I have. Well, just because that's what we're talking about right now. But definitely a lot of them. Yeah. But definitely Cocomelon. Because I've just done seen firsthand like how it is, and I'm just like, that's definitely like terrifying. But yeah.
But hey, man, y'all spam us up in the comments for us. Let us know y'all thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below for us, man. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go over the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
We
are.
No time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar.